I'm Melody Russell. You're watching Asked and Answered.
Before we get off the question of critical race theory, again, for anyone who's watching, we're going to delve into this deeper, but we want to touch the high level as a precursor to sort of set you up, give you, I guess a preview, as they say. But how does it sit with you that your brainchild, right, has become such a huge controversial issue? I mean, again, yesterday it is May, I believe, 15th, 2021. Marjorie Taylor Greene, practically assaulting, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in the hallway. And one of the things that she talks, we got to keep critical race theory out of the schools. Donald Trump, made it a major part of his campaign. And in fact, he said to his audiences, hey, these people are trying to, disparage your history, taking down the statues, renaming the schools, this concept of critical race theory. It's been, as far as I'm concerned, it's been misinterpreted, but, and then you have to, people like Cornel West are coming to your rescue, Dr. Harris, let's hear about it. Michael Eric, Dyson, the list goes on, but you started this years ago, and now this is going to become an issue in 2022 and in 2026.
This is. I was trying to think about how to respond to this question, because I knew this was coming, and it's like, how do you respond to the big lie? How do you respond to folks that said, no, Biden wasn't elected, it was fraud, Donald Trump is the real president? Now, it's kind of like, but there's so many levels and so many ways in which that's just wrong that it's difficult to respond in any sort of like clear fashion. So one of the problems is critical race theory is the origins of critical race theory were as an academic intellectual critique. And I like to think we did a pretty decent job of it in terms of American legal studies. That in terms of what's happened within legal studies, there is a large and vibrant community of law professors, mostly minority but not exclusively, who write and think about non-traditional issues in ways in which critical race theory was an important part of that opening, along with feminist studies and gender and queer theory and others, all important movements within legal studies. But as you say, it's arcane and obscure. And so one of the interesting intellectual questions, and this is about intellectual politics, is, okay, what was really going on there? What does critical race theory involve, and what were its critiques, and what were its criticisms, and what are the criticisms of it, and the responses and so forth? But that's completely removed from the big lie, right? So instead, critical race theory has been set up as this terrible, awful thing that has to be fought against. And everything that people people respond to who don't like and don't want to address social justice issues around race, every one of those responses has been poured into this container called critical race theory and attacked. And so one important response is that's not what the real critical race theory is about, in terms of what are the issues that are actually being raised. But then you couldn't ask for a less likely group, or less qualified isn't the right word, a less adept group to respond to a social media campaign led by right-wing foundations than a bunch of law professors. I mean, this is, like your standard anecdote, the standard image, herding cats. This trying to get a bunch of law professors, you can't even, just to get a statement saying you oppose something, if you want to write a position letter, it takes, the committee of 40 to design the camel and then everybody disagrees about. It's just, a bunch of academics. So it's been extraordinarily difficult to be able to figure out and for people to respond to the social media campaign, to the right-wing cultural campaign. And again, culture within legal studies is itself a major part of the critique. The fact that Derek Bell had to use stories to be able to raise legal questions is an indicator of how bad things are within legal studies. If you're a law professor, you focus on doctrine and what the Supreme Court and the courts have said, and some of it is necessary because of the complexity of law and practice, but some of it is just an avoidance of those, any cultural kinds of questions. And by culture, I mean in the broader sense of gender, sexuality, how the media addresses particular kinds of issues. Those are not normally a part of legal studies. So it's very much still a question that that both on the political and social media front, as well as within the legal studies, has not, it's like, okay, what do we do about this? And again, as I say, it isn't anyway anything to feel good about, but the fact that the big lie dominates politics, and the leading politicians and cultural commentaries in the country have been unable to be able to to dismantle the big lie. A bunch of law professors are going to find it really hard to dismantle the straw dog, this image of critical race theory as being a catch-all for everything anyone who has any opposition to social justice can attach to it. So.
Thanks everyone for watching Asked and Answered. If you like this series, if you like what you've seen and what you've heard, smash that like button and subscribe.